Good morning, everyone! That is the most in sync we've been in quite some time. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Paolo del Rosario, now your guide to all things awesome, whether it's the latest news or a fun fact to brighten your day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got you covered.
And hello, I am Asis-Carilo, here to sprinkle a little magic into your day. From heartwarming stories to the latest trends, let's make every moment count.
And I'm Monique Tuzon, ready to bring you the latest and greatest with a smile. Stick with us and we'll keep you informed and entertained. Speaking of entertained, I'm looking around our studio. We have coffee and lechon.
What a combination!
I'm excited. I haven't eaten.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't had breakfast this morning because I was excited for everything that we got here.
I'm ready for the coffee.
I know, I love the combination of coffee and lechon in the morning.
Breakfast of Champs, only here on Billionaire
Perfect for
Channel.
food pairing. And we're this close to becoming a food show, all right? But the thing that isn't related to any food shows, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the latest news. And, you know, speaking of staying informed, let's dive into today's top stories. The House of Representatives Quad Committee is considering the coordination with the Thai government with regards to the verification made by a detained individual. The detained has alleged that dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, also known as Guo Huaping, is a Chinese spy. The committee aims to authenticate these revelations and ensure a thorough investigation into the matter. Defense Secretary Gabo Teodoro assures that authorities are already investigating the allegations. He also noted that the espionage law should be reviewed as it currently applies only during wartime and not periods of peace.
We find out na pag-usapan lang namin na totoo kaya itong information kanyang shiner o hindi, no? I'm sure the Thai government is may mga ebidensya siguro sila, meron siguro silang mga leads na nakita nila. Kaya siguro pwedeng tanungin na lang namin yung authorities doon.
Whether or not she's a spy, that is something yet to be determined with finality by the proper authorities. But whether or not she is a spy, she's a Chinese national who engaged in that kind of activity here in this country. And we see a pattern of these kinds of activities throughout the Philippines, destroying the economic, political, and social fabric of this country.
The Philippine National Police has reopened the investigation into the murder of Wesley Barayuga, a former Philippine Charity Sweepstakes office official, which occurred back in July 2020. During a recent Quad Committee hearing, Police Lieutenant Colonel Sandy Mendoza revealed that former NAPOL Commissioner Edelberto Leonardo and ex-PCSO General Manager Rovina Garma allegedly orchestrated the crime. Accusations both have denied. The PNP is now summoning key figures, including Mendoza and informant Nelson Mariano, for further testimony. The PNP has assured their safety and the case's impartial investigation. Authorities are also exploring the possibility of placing Mendoza and Mariano under a witness protection program.
Yun po yung ina-assure po ng inyong pambansang pulisya, no less than our Chief PNP asked me to relay po sa inyo na gusto niyang iparating, lalo na po sa pamilya, na wala pong mangyayaring pagtatakip po dito. At ang gagawin po natin ay lahat po ng ebidensya. At kung meron man pong nakikinig sa atin at nanonood po nitong ating interview po, kung meron po kayong nalalaman, huwag po kayong matakot. At ang PNP po sa ngayon, under the leadership of General Marvir, is bent on really getting to the bottom of this issue. At gusto po nating mabigyan ng hustisya ang pamilya po ni General Barayuga po.
Over 18,000 positions are up for grabs in the 2025 national and local elections. And today marks the beginning of what promises to be an exciting and eventful election season as candidates start to file their certificates of candidacy. Live from the tent at the Manila Hotel is Hannah T. to bring us the latest updates. Hannah, can you provide us with an overview of how the filing process will proceed?
Good morning, Anne. Excitement and preparations are building up here at the Manila Hotel as political aspirants gear up to formalize their bids for various positions. The Philippine National Police, or PNP, is deploying some 36,000 personnel nationwide to ensure smooth and safe proceedings starting today until October 8. PNP has confirmed that checkpoints will be set up across the country to tighten security and prevent any untoward incident. The National Capital Region Police Office, or NCRPO, will also dispatch 1,389 personnel specifically for the COC filing here in Manila. PNP Chief General Romel Francisco Marbil has directed ground commanders to assess areas where intense political rivalries are expected. For those filing their candidacies here at Manila Hotel, senatorial aspirants are allowed to bring up to 3 companions, while party lists may have up to 4 companions with them during the filing. In terms of traffic, roads adjacent to the Manila Hotel will not be closed but will be closely monitored, while Katigbak Parkway is entirely closed to regular vehicles except for those involved in the COC filing and official business. Meanwhile, a mass is currently ongoing at the COMELEC office in Intramuros as part of their preparations for COC filing. All COC reception venues, including those in malls, stadiums, and COMELEC field offices, will be open daily from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. throughout the filing period. And more than 230,000 registered yesterday, the last day of voter registration, which COMELEC hailed as a significant achievement. And
tell us, Hannah, have there been any notable developments or statements from COMELEC officials?
So far, we have not received any official statements since there is an ongoing mass at the COMELEC office, which will be led by COMELEC Chairman George Garcia. And
Hannah, what are the key points that the candidates need to remember when filing their certificates of candidacy?
And they just need to follow the protocols here inside the Manila Hotel. For those who will file their candidacy for senatorial positions, they need to only bring up to 3 companions, while party lists may have up to 4 companions here inside the Manila Hotel. They need to, of course, bring their certificate of candidacy. They need to bring a passport-sized photo and a documentary stamp. Optional yung plataforma at biodata, but the rest is required, and so far yun pa lang naman.
Hannah, who are some of the big names that we can expect to see filing their candidacies today?
So far, Anne, Bayan Muna, led by Attorney Nery Colmenares, has announced their intent to file today, and we're also expecting Senator Francis Tolentino to arrive. Back to you, Anne.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah T, reporting live from the Manila Hotel. Stay tuned as we bring you more live updates and interviews throughout the day, only here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. In other news, the National Maritime Council has strongly condemned the recent pursuit of 2 Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or BFAR, vessels by a Chinese missile ship in the West Philippine Sea. The incident, which involved the BRP Datu Roma Penet and BRP Datu Matanam Taradapit, occurred while the BFAR vessels were on a mission to deliver food supplies to Filipino fishermen at Hasa-Hasa Shoal. During the voyage, the BFAR vessels were tailed by 2 missile boats from the People's Liberation Army Navy of China. Additionally, a China Coast Guard ship, previously involved in collisions with Philippine vessels, was spotted nearby. A BFAR aircraft conducting an air patrol in the area was targeted with a laser by a Chinese warship. Despite radioing the Chinese missile boat, the BFAR plane received no response. The U.S. Naval Institute identified the Chinese vessels as Hubei-class guided missile craft, notable for their blue camouflage paint. These ships have a crew of 12 and can carry 8 anti-ship cruise missiles. This incident marks the first time a Chinese warship has chased a Philippine civilian vessel in the disputed waters.
Definitely. So we're just compiling all the reports to be submitted by the BFAR and then submitted to the Department of Foreign Affairs and for the department to to do the most appropriate measure or filing whatever non-verbal or diplomatic protest.
A look at the weather right now. Julian has intensified into a super typhoon. On its 5 a.m. advisory, Pag-asa says Super Typhoon Julian was last spotted west of Itbayat, Batanes. Julian is slowly moving with a maximum sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 230 kilometers per hour. State forecasters say the super typhoon may briefly leave the Philippines' area of responsibility today, before re-entering tomorrow. Pag-asa adds, Julian is expected to exit the country's weather monitoring area by Thursday. Tropical cyclone wind signals remain in parts of Luzon. Stay safe and dry for possible strong rains and winds. Signal number 2 is raised over Batanes and Babuyan Islands, the northern portion of Ilocos Norte, and the northwestern portion of mainland Cagayan. Signal number 1 is in effect over the rest of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, and the rest of mainland Cagayan. Other provinces under signal number 1 include Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, and the northern portions of Aurora, as well as Nueva Ecija. Tune in to Weather HQ later at 9 a.m., where we'll be together whatever the weather. Only here on BNC, the Culinary News Channel.
Now on to world news. As many as 600 people are still missing in the wake of Hurricane Helene in the southeastern part of the U.S. The U.S. Homeland Security says this number is still expected to rise as responders reach more locations. Residents are still struggling amid flooded roads and a lack of basic services. Over 1.9 million homes and businesses are still without power. These outages are down from 2.1 million earlier in the day, and more than 100 deaths across a half-dozen states have been attributed to the powerful storm that slammed into Florida's Big Bend region on Friday before cutting a destructive path through Georgia and into the Carolinas. The National Guard and emergency workers from 19 states have been deployed to help, along with Federal Emergency Management Agency personnel. U.S. President Joe Biden said he would visit North Carolina later this week and may ask Congress to return to Washington for a special session to pass supplemental aid funding. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, Lebanese troops have pulled back from position along its southern border as ground invasion by Israel looks imminent. This comes days after Israel killed the head of Lebanese armed group Hezbollah in an escalation of regional tensions. An anonymous U.S. official who spoke to Reuters said the positioning of Israeli troops suggested a ground incursion could be imminent. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant told local council heads in northern Israel that the next phase of the war along Lebanon's southern border would soon begin. While a Lebanese army spokesperson did not confirm or deny the pullback, a Lebanese mayor confirmed 2 residents have received calls, apparently from the Israeli army, telling them to evacuate. Now on to showbiz. Blackpink's Lee set to release new song Moonlit Floor in October. The K-pop star continues her successful solo career with the upcoming release of Moonlit Floor, a highly anticipated track that follows her previous hit singles. Fans are eager to hear Lisa's new music, which is expected to showcase her artistic growth. Her release is scheduled for October 2024, stirring excitement among her global fan base. And here's the latest buzz for our K-drama fanatics. The second season of Gyeongsong Creature moves from 1945 Japanese occupied Korea to modern-day Seoul. Director Chung Dong-yoon explores the theme of hidden enemies in the present, contrasting with the more visible foes of the past. Lead actors Park Seo-joon and Han So-hee adjusted their character portrayals to reflect the new time period. The season, now available on Netflix, introduces new mysteries while revealing the survival of key characters from the first season.
And we got more stories brewing for you guys. Later on the show, Coffee 101 to wake you up and keep you going. Don't miss our conversation with master barista and Commune owner Ros Juan. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Everyone, you are watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, if you are a coffee fanatic like me, you probably already know this cool spot in Poblacion, Makati. But if not, then we'll put you onto something. Commune, a cafe and bar, has sprawled true to its name as a thriving community hub, bringing together people in search for good times and good coffee. Now, this morning, we'll get a sip of that goodness from the genius behind the bar herself, Chief Extractor of Coffee and Commune owner, Ros Juan. It's a beautiful day, Ros.
It's a beautiful day. Good morning.
I super love that title, Chief
I
Extractor
know, it's
of
like
Coffee.
some Game of Thrones thing, the chief extractor,
First
the
of
house
her
of,
name.
exactly, house of Commune.
So we're looking at our setup over here. Can you tell us all about what you brought for us this morning?
Okay, so today I'm going to be able to brew for you right here using manual brewing method. So this is a dripper. This is an origami dripper, so we're gonna do a pour over coffee.
Oh.
We're gonna freshly grind the beans that we've roasted in-house. Then you get to taste the coffee.
Yes.
My
go
day hasn't started yet, can I just say?
We were actually waiting for
you.
this.
We're so
Yeah,
excited. This
we
has
were.
been the highlight. I'm like, yes, coffee.
Can you tell us more about your the brewing concepts?
Okay, so what we have here, we have 3 different types of coffee beans. So we have a blend.
Okay.
This is our Commune blend. When you say blend, we combine different types of beans to come up with something maybe unique to us or a certain flavor profile that we want. So this is the Commune blend. And then we've got 2 single origins, meaning it comes from a very specific location.
Okay.
One from Atok, Benguet. This is 100% Arabica. And another one is from Mount Calatungan in Bukidnon. So these are all coffees grown in the Philippines that we roast in-house in Commune.
So
How would you describe the taste of Philippine coffee?
Wow. It's really varied depending on the origin you're getting it from, how you roast it, and definitely how you prepare it. But in general, our coffees have a very gentle acidity. It's not something that sort of like jars you in terms of like its fruitiness and acidity. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
Some chocolate notes as well.
And I think there's a misconception when people say Philippine coffee, they think Barako, right? Like
Yes.
automatically,
Yeah,
but I
it's
don't think
just Barako.
right. That's
Yeah.
what people
type
think.
of Philippine coffee.
Well, we're one of the few coffee producing countries in the world that produces 4 species of coffee. We have Robusta, we have Excelsa, Arabica, and Liberica.
Yeah.
Liberica technically is what is known as Barako.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's gotten so popular, it's so tied up to our culture, so that when people say Philippine coffee, they equate it to Barako right
Barako,
away.
yes.
But we have Barako and so much more.
All right.
excited.
So, I'm excited.
Ross is
We're-
gonna brew for
yeah,
us this
if
morning.
we get us started.
Okay.
Well,
then
I
someone's
can
gonna do.
definitely still talk while we're brewing.
Yes,
I'm
of
gonna
course, of
talk you
course.
through the process as well. I'm going to
Perfect.
start with 100% Arabica from Atok. I like starting with this, especially in the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find that this flavor is most familiar to you because a lot of our coffees do come from Benguet. And this will be very gentle, nice and chocolatey. The acidity is sort of like, I say a ripe citrus because it's not super high on the
Not very
acidity.
acidic.
It's still very gentle.
My question is, how can you really taste the flavors of coffee? Because some people might not know how to extract those notes or really appreciate those notes when they taste coffee.
Okay, if you're just sort of starting out in paying really close attention to what
Yeah.
your coffee tastes like, I'd say you really start from just paying attention. It's really just sipping it and thinking, the bag says chocolate. Is there really a flavor there that reminds me of chocolate? And it's this whole process of really getting to know your palate and flavors and all that. But don't let the notes on the bag stress you out. You don't have to find all those flavors right away. We like to put it in the bag. It's sort of like, as a roaster, these are the flavors that I believe you will get from this bag. These are the flavors that I love to extract from this kind of coffee. And hopefully, you experience it the same way.
So what are the notes again of the ones we're trying? So we've got chocolate?
Yes, this one is milk chocolate.
And calamansi.
But I say ripe calamansi.
Wow,
So like a
okay.
sweeter kind of calamansi. Okay?
So we're gonna taste that acidic note.
Very gentle
Very
though,
gentle.
very gentle.
Okay.
I'm heating up water here and I'm grinding the coffee.
It smells
this
so
is
good
freshly
already.
ground. And that's one thing. When you do start brewing at home, grinding it fresh really elevates the experience right away.
Right.
Because you already experience the aromas and you're extracting it, making it really fresh.
How about the water temperature? Is there like a particular temperature that we need to get
Yes.
to get the right taste?
You know, it gets geeky, you get to play around with it.
I know.
But a rule of thumb is you don't use it right after it's boiled.
Okay.
Because the heat really draws out the bitterness that is natural to coffee. It's caffeine that makes coffee bitter. Of course, if you roast it a bit too dark, then it's more apparent.
Yeah.
But your water, I heated this to 93 degrees Celsius so that if you were to boil water, you just let it rest a bit. It's not super duper duper hot. It's not scalding.
Yeah. So Ross, I think we have to get started with the process,
Yes.
but we can
Okay.
show everyone
Yes, please.
how
Finally,
it
you
would
can
be.
drink coffee.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It really is like
I don't mind to rush the process, right?
the coffee.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when you take a look at that, because you mentioned how geeky it could be. From what I understand, it could get geeky to the point that the quality of water is considered.
They use like
Yes.
special water sometimes, right?
Some will really, buy distilled
Parang
water and
alkalized
then
kailangan.
buy their minerals and all that. But, you don't have to. I mean, it can get as simple and as complicated as you want it to be. So it really depends on you. But it's like super early in the morning, so I want to keep it simple.
Agreed.
So my rule of thumb for water, and the rule of thumb really for brewing, is just don't use distilled water.
Don't use distilled
Yes.
water.
Not
Distilled
distilled
water
water.
is going to make your coffee taste flat.
Yeah.
Because there are no minerals whatsoever.
The coffee is so complicated. There's so
I know
much behind
it
it.
is.
So
the
if you-
process of brewing it.
If you use filtered water at home or like your mineral water or natural drinking water,
That's
that's
better.
perfect. That's perfect. That's a good place to start. So I've ground the coffee already. I put it in my paper filter. The paper filter I've rinsed. I've thrown that out. I'm gonna put that aside.
Yeah.
Are you weighing it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
Okay. I'm weighing it just so I know I don't put too much water or too little.
Okay.
If you're brewing it at home and you don't have a scale, this is something you can eyeball and sort of get used to. But if
Okay.
you do have a scale, it makes it more replicable for you.
Yeah.
Now, Ross, while you're doing the pour over, can you take us back? How did you fall in love with coffee?
Oh wow, started a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm so curious.
Okay,
Wait, she's doing her math right now. She's watching.
She's concentrating for a while. Okay,
Yeah.
what's on her feet?
So I got started with coffee. Well, my first cup, I think I was about 13. We were on a family trip in Italy, and then we had an espresso. And my dad was like, "Look how they have espresso at the bar. They're just standing up and just really chugging it, and it's super duper fast. And well, that's why it's called espresso.
Kaya pala.
Espresso. We learned something
Espresso
today.
really fast. And in Italy, if you sit down, you spend more. You pay for the table. So everyone just standing at the bar and all that. So of course, I had to try it because it looked so sophisticated.
Yeah.
I sipped in a
Because espresso is normally bitter.
and it's very, very potent,
very
right?
strong, yeah.
But then, I guess that's what got me interested in coffee. Why are all these people doing this in the morning? Why beeline for coffee and everything? And then I ended up working with a coffee company. My aunt, who's also in coffee, was really the one who influenced me. So I worked summers with her and everything. Until finally, in 2013, I had the opportunity to put up my own cafe.
Yeah. Well, now talking about Commune, because obviously Commune, the word itself means basically to gather people. It means a community and all of that. So how normally when you think of coffee shops, it normally is a community. But then what makes Commune special with regards to community farm?
Well, one is we really open ourselves up to communities. We host a lot of meetups, a lot of events. We really design the space to accommodate groups of people. We have communal tables so that strangers can sit and then leave the cafe knowing each other, or like you can accommodate big groups. But aside from that, the other community aspect of Commune is that we really work directly with the coffee producers. So these coffees that we're serving you now, we have actually met the producers who planted this, who sorted these beans, who processed it, and we've worked with them in improving the quality of their coffee as well.
All right, so for those wondering why not much progress is happening, we are actually heating the water to the right temperature.
Right temp, yes.
Yeah, right temperature. Make sure that
And
it's
it's
not
almost
just
there.
off the boil. So medyo complicated. It takes time. But then
Patience
because
is a
it takes
virtue.
time, it really,
Yes.
you mentioned how replicable it could be.
So I mean, in the morning, this is a whole ritual.
Yeah.
That's
is.
sort of, some people meditate in the morning, and people like me.
You go on morning shows and then you make coffee.
Yeah.
And I have to concentrate because, morning. But I mean, it's really all part of the process. And it's a whole experience. I mean, you hear the grinding of the coffee, you smell it from the moment you ground it. And even now that you're brewing it,
And
it's
it's
a whole
so
different
amazing
experience.
to watch. I mean, this is not how we make our coffee in the morning. Definitely not. This is something extra special.
Yes, but this is also how you can prepare it at home. I'm gonna serve it to you I brought some cups.
Your cups are adorable. The ceramics are cute.
They're made especially for us.
Oh,
so
really?
I'll serve it in these cups. Only because sometimes, paper cups, you still get that papery taste
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it. So I want you guys to have like your morning
commune
cup today.
experience.
Love
the whole
it.
commune
Yes.
experience.
This is why
I
you're
brought
here.
it to you, yeah. So it takes a bit of time. The entire process really, if you do this at home, takes anywhere from with prepping and everything, about 5 to 7 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad. Is this like the fastest way, quote unquote, to do coffee, or espresso pulling is still the quickest?
Ish.
I guess they're all complicated.
Yeah, I mean, espresso, the process itself is faster because, you extract your coffee in less than 30 seconds.
Right.
But then there's a whole maintenance to the machine and everything.
Actually,
So
yeah.
with the whole cleanup thing, this is actually kind of
The
easier.
faster, yeah.
You just chuck your filter over here, or, you put it on your compost, your coffee grinds, and then you get rid of your filter. And
So-
then rinse, and you're good.
Oh, can you smell that?
It smells amazing.
Perfect. Wakes you up in the morning.
So I'm gonna pour a little.
So you use 100% Filipino coffee,
Yes.
right? Can you tell us more about your bag to bean story? Or bean to bag. I got that.
Yeah.
Ross. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Right.
so excited.
There you
You
go.
can
Oh.
just grab your cup here.
Mo?
Thank you. Here, I'll get it.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up here as we have our first sip of coffee. So actually, the show will get a lot better from this point on. Kasi magigising
we
na
have our
You're
kami.
gonna get
now.
peppier.
It smells
Get
amazing.
peppier,
You should
but,
just be here every day, Miss Ross.
Well, we can arrange that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
This is amazing.
Sorry. But yeah.
oh,
no,
I taste
Ross,
like the ripe calamansi and
And
the
it's
chocolate.
milder than maybe some
Wow.
black
Yes.
coffees you've
Yes.
had. And that's one of the things with the pour over coffee. It's a bit gentler, cleaner,
It's smooth.
smoother.
And it's not as acidic or bitter.
Absolutely. And it destroys actually what people perceive as just what coffee tastes like.
Yes.
It's more complicated, more
Yes, it
diverse.
doesn't always have to be bitter.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can drink it black if you prepare it this way. It's a good way to introduce people to black coffee. And then as the more you maybe prepare coffee at home or enjoy black coffee and start tasting different kinds of coffees and sort of paying more attention to what you're drinking, then you get a deeper appreciation of the differences between them.
Yeah, this is like a hug and a mug.
Oh, thank you,
I just want like a
Ross.
whole gallon
Ross,
of
we
this.
really appreciate
Thank
you. Thank you so much for waking us up. Again, the show will get better from this point on because of
Yep.
Ross. So maraming salamat.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for
of
having
course,
me.
you can check out Commune as well. Check out their social media. And of course, check it out in Poblacion in Makati. Maraming salamat again. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna move on here, and of course, we got some more food to pair with this. Not necessarily what we thought we would be, but we'll get to discover how a family-owned business continues to elevate Filipino culinary tradition and thrive in modern times. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Thank you so much. And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day, and why not? Today we explore the enduring legacy of Lola Berta's Lechon, a cornerstone of Filipino culinary heritage passed down through the generations. This time-honored tradition emphasizes quality and dedication, reflecting a commitment of authentic flavors and community. Each family member carries forward not only skills but also a deep passion for their craft. We have here Albert Tañga, the fourth generation owner of Lola Berta's Lechon, to share insights about this remarkable legacy and how it continues to thrive in the world today. It's a beautiful day. Welcome to the show. Maraming salamat.
Day, sir.
So, Albert,
Thank you.
ito muna, yung claim ninyo since 1890.
Wow!
Grabe yun. Since 1890, tell us about yung legacy ninyo, how your family has kept this alive, and of course, yung authenticity from that point up until today.
Yes, so actually, I'm the fourth generation na nag-handle ng business. So from our Lola Berta's Lechon, so actually it's my great-great-grandparents who started this business na up to now. So sabi ko nga, bakit siya tumagal over a century? Kasi hindi namin binago. Kung papaano yung lechon nung 1890, ganun pa rin. From the kind of pig, from the ingredients we used, and from the process on how we roasted our lechon, it's all the same. So wala kaming binago.
So what makes it different kumpara sa mga lechon na I guess we're more familiar with?
Siguro, marami ng mga ginawang changes sa way of cooking, sa mga ingredients. Pero kami very particular, or nakikita ko ba't kami different is the kind of pig we used. Kasi very picky kami dyan. So meron kaming mga kailangan na criteria para gawin naming lechon. So kahit nung lola namin before, siya mismo yung pumupunta sa mga farms, mga backyard pigs, mga racers, siya mismo yung pumipili. So, hindi kami tumatanggap ng mga kung ano lang ang dalhin or from farm rejects or kung ano man. So, ako nakikita ko, tsaka yung puso. Kasi sabi nga nila, kung wala sa puso mo yung pagluluto, kahit anong gawin mo, hindi yan sasarap. So, hindi kami nagpo-focus mainly on the income, pero yung passion, yung puso na gusto namin makapag-deliver ng isang lechon, na isang iconic Filipino dish sa mga Filipinos, nandun. Kaya siguro, hindi nababago at masarap pa rin lagi yung lechon ni Lola Berta.
I love that. The special ingredient is love and passion. I mean, if you're the fourth generation, it shows because you guys are still here.
Yeah.
You talked about the quality of hogs.
Yes.
Are there any specifics when you guys look for pigs that you guys use for lechon that you guys look for?
Yes, siguro aside from dapat ASF free, di ba?
Of course.
and hindi siya yung mga nire-reject lang. So siguro nakikita namin, di ko alam siguro talent, na nakita namin na dapat balance yung thickness ng skin, nung meat, and yung, alam naman natin, kahit sabihin natin nakaka-high blood, is yung taba.
Well, you guys can
Yeah.
see that by just looking at a pig.
So,
Parang
feeling
may
ko-
third eye kayo
Yes,
na for the
parang,
pig.
parang ganun yata. Kasi isang
big
tingin
or
lang
not.
dyan, makikita namin na, ay, ayoko to. Hindi to.
Yeah.
So parang ganun eh.
That's some special
Yes.
talent.
Oo.
Grabe, I need
All right,
that.
so speaking about special talent, I want to taste a special
Of course.
dish. So could you help us serve this at of course, you also come in with your homemade salsa.
Yes. Recipe pa yan
Oh
ni
my
Lola
gosh.
Berta before.
So it's from 1890 din to.
Yes.
Grabe. Okay, wait. Now I'm excited
That's
to
an
try
archive. That's like a museum.
it. Yeah. Sorry, the plates are beside me.
He really positioned himself
I
there
know,
by the
right?
food, guys. Just
That's
to let you
exactly
know.
why the balat is there, the sauce is there, right?
Yup.
But you have not changed anything about your lechon since you started over a century
Yes.
ago. Yeah.
Like-
Pero meron ba kayong mga binago like in the menu, new offerings
Siguro,
throughout the years?
nagkaroon lang ng additional sa business. For instance,
Sorry, I have to give this to the girls.
yeah.
Oh, he's being so
All right.
sweet
Thank
today.
you.
Oh,
Thanks,
yes.
Bex.
I can use first.
Yes, you were saying, Albert?
Siguro, yung traditional na lechon, wala kaming binago. Pero siguro sa business, kaya din medyo gumaganda yung takbo, is siguro nagkaroon kami ng catering services. So, doon namin in-expand.
Okay.
Hindi yung kung paano pine-present yung lechon. So, may mga events place kami. So, kinikater na namin lahat. And then at the same time, ito yung main. Diba?
Sorry, I'm passing this
It
on.
is so
Thank you.
good
I'm
and so
excited.
crunchy.
Yes,
You know, I was wondering, paano kaya ma-maintain yung crunchiness? Kasi ang lamig here sa studio, but wow, it's really crunchy.
Is there a special way, the process that you guys do? I know you can't tell some of your secrets,
Yeah.
but could you walk us through, like, how long does it take and the roasting process?
Yes.
I mean, I bet that's like a couple hours. or
Hindi
more.
kami kasi nagma-mass production. So, as the order comes in, doon lang namin ipe-prepare yung lechon. So, made to order
made to
yung mga
order.
lechon
Okay,
namin.
okay.
At the same time, sabi ko nga, as I mentioned earlier, is yung quality talaga nung
Oh my,
from the
it's
pig
so
itself.
crunchy.
It is
Sorry.
crunchy.
So,
Can you
siguro
hear this?
more or less mga 3 hours to 4 hours yung preparation up to the roasting period. So, ganun yung preparation namin. So, hindi namin siya minamadali. At the same time, mas ginagawa pa rin namin yung traditional na manual roasting.
Manual
So,
roasting.
hindi kami dun sa fully mechanized roasting style. So, more on manual pa rin kami. Aside from nakokontrol namin kung kailan dapat na paanong luto yan. So, need ba reverse yung ikot or kung mga ganyan. At the same time, nag-create kami ng jobs.
Okay,
Kasi pagka pinutol namin yon or nag-focus kami on the mechanized, maraming mawawalan ng trabaho.
Right. So you're helping the community
Yes,
as well.
opo.
How much lead time do they need if they want to order a lechon?
Yeah, tama.
I think give us 4 hours so we can prepare the
4 hours.
4 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm just gonna say the balat and the sauce.
So
I could
crunchy.
swim in this sauce. I don't know what
Yeah.
y'all did here, but it is amazing.
We're taking this home.
Hold on, I'm gonna get more balat.
Actually, so fourth generation,
Yes.
you're the fourth generation. Was it hard to convince you na i-continue yung business na to?
Ako tingin ko dahil mismong yung house ko, dun mismo sa likod yung production area. So from my childhood up to now, yun ang daily na nakikita ko. At nakita ko kasi, aside sabi ko nga, nakakatulong kami sa community, nakikita ko na sincere yung family na makapagbigay ng magandang quality ng products na meron kami. So parang sabi ko, sayang kung puputulin ko yung legacy na iniwan ng lola namin. Diba? So, bakit hindi ituloy? Kahit sabihin mong may ibang careers na po pwedeng gawin, pero iba yung iniwang kasing legacy sa amin at iba yung lechon. Dahil ang lechon, sabihin natin na ito ay staple food. Ito, every occasion ng bawat Filipinos, kailangan ng lechon. Diba? Gusto nating may lechon, mag-birthdays, kasal, wedding, binyag, or kahit sa Christmas season. So, whole year round, ang lechon ay nandyan. So sabi ko nga, bakit namin puputulin yung ganong klaseng tradition na maging part ng Filipino culture?
Right.
It's so good. I have no words, and I don't know how you guys keep the skin so
So
crispy.
crunchy. Yeah.
It's amazing. You have a knife with you, right? Because
Yes,
I want to
yes.
see you carve the lechon. Because I want to do like an inside
Sige.
kind of
inside
thing.
shot,
Yeah,
yeah?
an inside
Yes,
shot. Because
yes.
from my side, there's like a lot of leaves, spices. So I want to show the viewers.
Yeah.
Where is this magic knife?
May ano ba tayo? Yeah, kung
Actually,
pwedeng
may knife.
i-open.
I hear they're
But
gonna
yeah,
get it.
but apart from that, so na-mention mo nga, actually when I think of pateros, I don't think of lechon eh.
Balot.
I think of balot.
Yes, balot.
Nagulat ako na may ganito sa
Yes,
sa pateros.
pateros.
Can you tell us a bit more about siguro keeping that alive there? At siguro hidden gem ba to ng pateros?
Actually, kinikilala na rin siya ng Pateros as a product ng Pateros. So, siguro dahil din dun sa way back na may Pateros River.
Yeah.
So yung Pateros River, so yung trade and commerce from the Chinese,
Yeah.
from the Spanish. So,
So may
nandun,
history talaga.
May history
Oo.
talaga.
So sorry, we have the knife here. We can carve it open para we can show our
Hold
viewers
on, we need to-
how it looks inside.
The crispiness. Let's do a
Okay.
mukbang.
You need the sound.
Oh my God.
Wait, we have to be quiet. Oh my gosh. That is the crispiest lechon I've ever heard.
Happy birthday.
You're welcome. Grabe.
Dang, that is such a
Oh,
fatty
wow,
lechon.
Look at that.
Pwede buksan natin
So
dito sa kabila.
juicy.
Yan, buksan natin sa kabila. Yan. Yan.
I want this one.
Alright guys, so kaninang kape tayo. We're following that
I
up with
know.
lechon.
This has been an amazing show.
Best episode ever. But you can see the juiciness of the
Grabe.
meat
Sorry,
as
yung
he
crew
slices
namin.
through it.
I know everybody's
Naglalaway na yung crew
salivating.
namin.
Yeah.
Later, guys, kung hindi ko na maubos.
Pero look at that. Look at the juices. It's amazing.
Oh,
siya
Grabe.
dry.
Hindi
Ang
dry
juiciness.
at all.
That's some juicy pig.
You can just look at it and you can see how juicy it is.
So what is that leaf?
It's a banana leaf.
Oh, and then what are inside? Not you don't have to say
Does that
everything, 'cause
add
that's your
flavor
secret.
to the meat?
Yes.
The banana leaf. Okay.
So from 1890s, yan na yung nilalagay ng mga ancestors namin. Yes.
Oh, wait, sorry. That was me reacting to the food. Pero,
Oh my gosh.
gets, tama yan, tama yan. Keeping this together, were you ever tempted siguro to expand in a way na hindi lang siya backyard, or can you tell us a bit about yung business model ninyo?
Actually, we're planning and I'm thinking na expand talaga siya. Pero sabi ko nga, pinerfect kasi talaga namin. Kasi marketing itself, hindi kami kumbaga yung marketing arm namin, yung mga ginagawa namin, hindi kami masyado. Kumbaga sa amin, kung sino yung nakatikim ng lechon, na from sa mga handaan or kung saan man, doon pumapasok lang kasi yung orders. So sabi ko nga, our marketing is kumbaga by mouth na nangyayari. So ngayon, dahil nga sa technology, dun sa social medias natin, so we're planning na hindi lang sa Metro Manila, pero sa mga southern and northern part ng areas natin, matikman nila yung Lola Berta's
Will be made
lechon.
available there.
You know, and not only that, you're named after Lola Berta.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's such a great thing. Ties it all up. But before we wrap things up, could you tell all our viewers how they can reach out to you, how they can order, and how they can avail of what we're all having right now? Yung crew namin, sobrang excited.
Yes.
So, right over there.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
No, don't
sorry.
read. Linya kayo yun. Linya kayo yun. Hindi.
Sorry.
Invite
Baka,
us to...
para pumalit ako
Okay,
sa'yo.
wag, please.
Take your job.
Pero invite us to go check out Lola Berta's lechon.
Sa lahat ng viewers today, nakita naman kung papaano nila nakita, tinitikman ng Lola Berta's lechon. So if you need lechon sa mga occasions nyo, on your special occasions, so you can reach us out sa aming Facebook page. May mga nandiyan at Lola Berta's Lechon, the original Lola Berta's Lechon of Pateros. So yan, so we accept any kind, any day. Wala kaming office hours, so any time of the day, we can provide, we can cater all your needs, lalo sa lechon services.
Kahit midnight, any
Kahit
time of the
midnight,
day,
yeah.
when I'm
If
hungry
you want
and
to
craving
order
lechon.
2 a.m., one whole lechon, we can do it.
Just give them 4 hours
You're gonna
to
be on
prepare
speed
your
dial.
lechon.
But
Yes.
apparently, starting 7 a.m. tomorrow, sa kanya yung trabaho ko.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sorry ka.
kumain ako ng lechon na wala na ako ng trabaho. Albert, maraming salamat. Thank you so
Salamat.
much.
Thank
Really
you,
appreciate
Albert.
you.
So
Salamat,
delicious.
salamat.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll show him how it's done. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Remember, there's always something amazing just around the corner.
And I am Asis-Carilo, reminding you guys to keep shining bright, stay curious, stay kind, and keep spreading those good vibes.
And I'm Monique Tuzon saying goodbye for now, but we'll be back tomorrow with more stories and smiles and hopefully food. So keep it here on
It's a beautiful day.